The Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce is pleased to present Champions of Business 2022 True Stories.
I am Charles Bashley, the President of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. We are very excited about staging of the 2022 awards, where our Gala Awards finale will revert to an in-person session in the National Academy for the Performing Arts. That's Napa on the 24th of November. We are indeed privileged to have such leading organizations as our signature sponsors who support the Champions of Business. And we thank all of them for seeing the value in the Trinidad and Tobago's work of connecting businesses and people across all industries.
Thank you, Mr. Pashley. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ryan Bechu, and it is my pleasure to host this second episode of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce's Champions of Business True Stories 2022. In last week's episode, we announced the induction of Mr. Langston Roach and Mr. Nicholas Gold to the Business Hall of Fame. It was indeed an honor to join with you in recognizing these distinguished businessmen for their leadership, business acumen, and philanthropy. Tonight you will meet another outstanding champion of business when we announce the recipient of the internationally known TNT-owned Company of the Year. This category is sponsored by Exim Bank Trinidad and Tobago Limited, an institution that is committed to fostering the export potential of Trinidad and Tobago's businesses. I am delighted to now introduce Mrs. Rihanna Paul, Manager, Trade and Business Development of the TNT Chamber, to speak more on this category and tonight's featured award.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Champions of Business True Stories. In this episode, you will meet the internationally known TNT-owned Company of the Year 2022, and we will set the stage for the announcement of the Breakthrough Exporter of the Year. The Trinidad and Tobago Chamber is pleased to once again partner with the Exim Bank of Trinidad and Tobago Limited to present this category of award, which celebrates outstanding exporters. Our local enterprises continue to navigate a challenging environment due to global events, in addition to the unique challenges they face as exporters from a small economy. So it is important that we shine a light on the extraordinary achievements and resilience they have shown and the contributions they continue to make to our economy and society. The stories of all our past award recipients since the category was introduced showcases the talent and ingenuity of our firms. They cover a remarkable spectrum from food and beverage, manufacturing, energy and logistics services, and even the highly competitive cosmetic industry. Our award recipients have showcased their ability to adapt and grow in creative and inspiring ways, whether it was by embracing technology, developing new products, or seizing the moment and taking risks to enter non-traditional markets. The Chamber remains committed to helping our exporters access new international markets and also expand their presence in existing markets. We do this through our various advocacy initiatives, trade promotion activities, and our training. We view the success of our exporters as critical to rebuilding and restoring confidence in our economy. Last year, in recognition of the evolution of our small and medium-sized enterprises and what they have achieved in the sphere of exports, we introduced the Breakthrough Exporter Award. The recipient will be announced at our Champions of Business Gala Awards finale on November 24th. The TNT Chamber is proud to recognize our homegrown businesses who have shown that they can defy the odds and stand tall in the international arena. Congratulations to this year's award recipients.
Thank you so much, Rihanna. And now, it's our pleasure to introduce the Chief Executive Officer of Exim Bank TNT Limited, Mr. Navin Dukaran.
The team at Exim Bank is proud to be a sponsor of the Chamber of Commerce's Champions of Business. Exim Bank is the only official export credit agency in Trinidad and Tobago. We are the preferred option for export financing, with a core focus on developing the export potential of Trinidad and Tobago as a mechanism to diversify the economy and increase non-energy foreign exchange earnings.
The Exim Bank introduces the X Loan. Exporters can access the Exim Bank's Forex facility to purchase U.S. funds for raw material and international shipping costs, or get an X Loan to purchase international equipment with a TT loan repayable in TT dollars. Export incentive interest rates available. Increase your company's productivity and be more competitive in the global market. Exim Bank, powering exports.
At the Exim Bank, we provide our clients with the financial resources to enable them to increase their foreign exchange earnings. And it is working. From January to July 2021, our clients exported and earned 940 million TT dollars. However, this grew significantly to $1.5 billion during the same period in 2022, now solidly above the 2019 pre-pandemic level. You may ask, how is this happening? Well, let's look at it from a national, then a regional, and then a global context. Nationally, Exim Bank is executing on the Ministry of Finance's Forex allocation programs, and together with the commercial banks are helping companies buy raw materials and invest in new equipment and factories. But more importantly, manufacturers and service companies are putting in the hard work to find, fill, and monetize more export opportunities. Regionally, tourism is back, and back big. According to the latest UN World Tourism Organization World Tourism Barometer, international tourism saw a strong rebound in the first 5 months of 2022, with almost 250 million international arrivals recorded. This compares to 77 million arrivals from January to May 2021. When Caribbean tourism is strong, the region buys a lot more of Trinbagonian products and utilizes more of our services. Globally, we have all been hearing of the continuing supply chain disruptions. Very high shipping costs, unavailability to get containers for trade, and even when you get a container, there are issues getting it on a ship in a timely manner. For all these reasons, many regional buyers are now nearshoring and buying closer to home instead of only sourcing from established distant markets like Europe and Asia. This has turned out to be a unique opportunity for local firms, and many are capitalizing on it. So this year, with the export growth, the Exim Bank is pleased to once again partner with the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce on 2 awards. It's the perfect time to celebrate and recognize successful exporting companies. The internationally known TNT-owned Company of the Year Award focuses on local companies that have brands, products, and services that people know and buy across the globe. You see, we can compete internationally. The past award winners and nominees of this award have demonstrated and proven this, and have been successful for years. We also want to recognize the small and medium-sized firms that are succeeding as well. The Breakthrough Exporter Award was designed to highlight the innovators, hard workers, teams, the companies that are growing internationally fast in a fast-paced world. The winner of this award will show that more companies can achieve their export ambitions. One thing I can tell you is that this year's awards across all categories are going to be exciting and competitive. I commend the Chamber of Commerce on highlighting all the champions of business, both nominees and awardees. And to note, the Chamber itself has been innovating the design and the delivery of the awards to reach and excite more of our population. Finally, the teams at the Exim Bank are working very hard to continue to bring more companies into our Forex and business investment programs. An upcoming catalytic fund will allow more small business to access credit for growth. We are also working with the secondary school students to develop a growth and global mindset through collaborations with Youth Business TNT and the Global Entrepreneurship Week. Did you know there are some startup companies, some less than 2 years old, that already have more export orders than they can supply? The young people, through creativity, innovation, and via various existing international platforms, can create businesses that are geared to the international markets from the get-go. It's a new world out there, folks. I truly believe exporting is our economic vaccine. And these Champion of Business Awards, together with the efforts at various ministries, business associations, organizations, and companies, will all help us light the way forward to sustainable future for our blessed nation, Trinidad and Tobago.
Thanks so much for your kind words and for your great words, Mr. Dukaran. We really appreciate it. Now let's see which company copped this year's internationally known TNT-owned Company of the Year title.
In 1922, Abdul and his wife Zainab Khan decided to start making candy using a coal pot, a scissors, and a marble stone under their house. In Presal, being in the center of the sugarcane fields of Trinidad. So he started on a very small scale, of course, and selling to the neighbors and the surrounding village. But it was really when his son, Ibrahim, at the age of 10, took over the business, that he had the real vision to grow and expand and move it from a cottage industry into a factory. Right now, they export 65 to 70% of production. The major milestone was really when the company moved from a labor-intensive, hand-produced products to becoming fully automated. As it gave the company economies of scale, it gave the company the ability to produce more consistently and also to maintain the quality, which of course gave it a competitive advantage. The first market we exported to was Guyana, around 1966. Guyana, Barbados, and Jamaica, those were the three main export markets that we targeted. And it came about because in those days you had CARIFTA, which was the Caribbean Free Trade Area. So there were no duties involved, etc., which eventually turned into CARICOM. And the very first thrust of the export was within CARICOM. Almost the entire CARICOM, Grenada, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, everybody that we were exporting to. And then it was in the 80s when the world started talking about globalization and trade liberalization. The vision shifted from CARICOM to the US and to UK and to Canada. At one time, we exported to New Zealand, to Hong Kong also. And it shows how adventurous the company was, to take risk. Ginger mint is very popular. Our gum line is also very popular. Our dinner mint is very popular. And those are some of the main products that we put out in the export market. Most of our markets are English-based, except for Panama, Dominican Republic. But packaging and labeling in every market is different. For example, the US, the UK, Canada, they're all different. The labeling requirements, the packaging requirements are totally different. So you have to design based on the market you're going into and the laws and rules that govern that country. For example, our ginger mint. When we tried to introduce it in the US, nobody was interested. So the company just decided, take 2 crates of ginger mint, send it out there and say, sample it, see if you like it. It caught on, and now we sell tonloads of ginger mint to the US. It's a family-based company that has grown in a rural district of Presal and Couva, and the opportunity to give back is huge. All the surrounding schools, religious organizations, sporting bodies, they all come to us and we give back to them. This year, as part of our 100-year celebration, we launched a whole foundation called KC Kin, which is KC Kids in Need. As you can well imagine, kids constitute a big part of our customer base. So it's our opportunity to give back in a structured way. I think other manufacturers should definitely explore the global market because our market is so restricted to 1.4 million people. And there's only so much growth that you can generate out of that. And as part of manufacturing, your biggest competitive advantage comes from economies of scale. And the only way to do that is to grow your markets. And the export market is where the real value is. But you must be able to be innovative. You must have products that are competitive. You must have logistics in place. You must be able to do your market research. You must be adventurous. You must be willing to take risk. And once you are prepared to do those, the export market is where the real action is. And also it gives you the ability to earn foreign exchange. which as we know is in short supply. Because a lot of times our raw materials, we have to use foreign exchange to buy it. So if you're going to do that, you should become an earner of foreign exchange also. This award is really for the Khan family, for their vision, for their foresight, for staying with this company through all the cycles over 100 years and bringing it to this point, and now looking forward into the future as to where do we go for the next 100 years.
Congratulations to KC Confectionery Limited. Well done. The winner of the Breakthrough Exporter of the Year award will be announced at the Gala Awards finale. As we all navigate the current global environment, I have seen exporters, like the nominees and awardees, succeed and grow. Exim Bank stands ready to help companies achieve their export ambitions. Let's celebrate success.
The Exim Bank is a technological leader in the state enterprise space. We have implemented cloud-based computing to create secure, flexible, and mobile solutions for our clients' needs. By utilizing electronic workflows, our automated business processes reduce transaction processing time by 50%. Optimal digitization has resulted in improved customer data analysis and operational effectiveness. The Exim Bank, leading the way in digital transformation. The Exim Bank, powering exports.
Join us on November 24th when we return in person to the National Academy for the Performing Arts for the Champions of Business Gala Awards finale, where we will find out who will win the Breakthrough Exporter of the Year award. Congratulations again to the winner of the 2021 internationally known TNT-owned Company of the Year, KC Confectionery Limited. This award will be presented at the Gala Awards finale. The TNT Chamber is focused on supporting economic growth for the ultimate benefit of the people of our Twin Island state. Let's learn some more about their initiatives.
The Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce is the largest business chamber in the country and is itself a pioneer as the voice of business, serving the private sector since its establishment in 1879. As the leading business support organization, the chamber focuses on supporting economic growth for the ultimate benefit of the people of our Twin Island state. The Trinidad and Tobago Chamber is the only business association with a Tobago division, which specifically serves the need of businesses on the sister isle. With over 600 active members comprising of manufacturers, exporters, distributors, retailers, consultants, service providers, academia, individual business leaders, members of the diplomatic corps and others, our membership profile represents more of the Trinidad and Tobago business landscape than any other. We provide strong advocacy on behalf of our diverse membership, from innovative SMEs to established multinational corporations and industry associations. We work towards developing a modern framework to ensure that TNT is the preferred location in the region for businesses to invest and grow. This will create high-quality jobs and support the development of our people and our economy. Because of our diverse membership, our advocacy issues and activities are wide-ranging. These include high-level meetings with government ministries, regulatory bodies, and national decision-makers, cooperation with other associations, policymakers, and national committees, communications via our 2 weekly newspaper columns, e-newsletters, executive interviews, comments, and media releases, as well as social media pages, annual signature events, the Business Insights series, and other training sessions, standing committees whose work is focused strongly on policy development. To tell you more, here are Jonathan Cumberbatch, Chairman of the Employment and Labor Relations Committee, and Rima Mohammed, Chairman of the Environment, Health and Safety Committee.
The Employment and Labor Relations Committee of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce was created to promote national productivity through advocacy for human and social development, effective human resource management, and good industrial relations. Over the past 18 months, the committee has successfully rolled out 5 seminars covering such topics as the impact of the pandemic on the workplace, recommended disciplinary practices and procedures, and effective leadership for remote teams. The committee also lent its support to the issue of workplace diversity and hopes to conduct its own DEI seminar in November 2022. Our most recent project was a virtual conference held earlier this month, which was spread over 2 half-days. It was titled Leadership at the Crossroads, and this was aimed at providing compelling discussions on the new qualities and needs of modern leadership in such globally challenging times.
It is with the Chamber's mission in mind to be the champion of business towards the development of a strong and sustainable national economy, which also includes a commitment to the protection of life, health and the environment for present and future generations, that the AHS Committee advocates for such matters. Some of our work has examined issues on diabetes and its effect on productivity in the workplace, the 2014 air pollution rules, and the responsibility of organizations whose activities are impacted by its regulations, and also the role and responsibility of companies under the OSH Act as it pertains to accident reporting and liability. The committee was also instrumental in the Chamber's signing of an MOU with the Ministry of Labor's HIV Workplace Advocacy Unit on World AIDS Day in 2020, an important collaboration which seeks to ensure our member companies are sensitized to potential discrimination and stigmatization of employees who may be living with HIV. The AHS Committee was formed in 2011, and its mandate is one which requires constant monitoring of developments on 3 fronts: health, safety, and environment. We have several projects on the table, including an upcoming forum on cancer, as well as member clinics on mental health challenges and non-communicable diseases. The AHS Committee is about developing best practices for the benefit of all.
The Chamber is also a part of several external committees, such as the Anti-Illicit Trade Task Force, the National Quality Council, and the Trinidad and Tobago Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, and the Joint Customs Consultative Committee. This ensures that the voice of business is heard in the development of new policies and legislation. The Chamber supports its members in the quest to grow and internationalize. When our members are ready to explore opportunities in foreign markets, the Chamber hosts outgoing trade missions to assist them finding regional and international business opportunities. We help create a network of buyers, investors, and contacts within both the private sector and relevant government agencies. The Chamber has organized missions to the European Union, Guatemala, Dominican Republic, Panama, Guyana, Cuba, and Jamaica. We hosted incoming missions from Argentina and Jamaica, facilitating potential business opportunities for members through joint ventures and product portfolio expansion. We completed many individual business-to-business matchmaking for visiting corporations, for example, from Guatemala and the Dominican Republic, as well as agencies such as the Andine Development Bank, and sessions with the Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation. Our Trade and Business Development team forms part of the TNT delegation that attends meetings of the CARICOM Council of Trade and Economic Development, COTED. This is the body responsible for promoting the development of the CARICOM single market and economy and regional production, and to establish measures to ensure international competitiveness. Described as Training for Business by Business, our Business Insight series provides capability and competency building sessions. All of Business Insight's training events are available online through On Demand Library, with several being free of charge to members and persons in the business incubators. The Chamber also extends its network and advocacy regionally through its membership in the Caribbean Chambers of Commerce, CARICHAM. Joining the Chamber is easy. Go to our website chamber.org.tt. Then click on the section to join the Chamber. The Trinidad and Tobago Chamber continues to recognize TNT businesses who leveraged their unique strengths to successfully internationalize. We congratulate our internationally known TNT-owned Company of the Year and Breakthrough Exporter.
To find out more about these initiatives or to become a member of the Chamber, we invite you to visit their website at chamber.org.tt. That concludes this episode of the Champions of Business True Stories. Join us for another episode on November 1st, where we will showcase the finalists for the Entrepreneurship Award. Thank you, and have a good night.
The Exim Bank introduces the X Loan. Exporters can access the Exim Bank's Forex facility to purchase U.S. funds for raw material and international shipping costs. Or get an X Loan to purchase international equipment with a TT loan repayable in TT dollars. Export incentive interest rates available. Increase your company's productivity and be more competitive in the global market. Exim Bank, powering exports.